bunch of thugs sipping on a glass of gin and juice. They all do the same thing, call it rhythm and fools. Yeah, rhythm and fools. Yeah, oh, rhythm and fools. Yeah, rhythm and fools. Rhythm and fools. Rhythm and fools. I just dropped a record no one ever would. Try to make it sound like this, you never could. Yeah, paving not the way again. Yeah, y'all can't wait for the weekend. And you have a dream, yeah, yeah. And I go to sleep. You try to sing, yeah, yeah. And I make the beat. And now they coming for me, trying to find a way out. Pressing me, cause they know I got the layout. Under pressure, so they pouring up the alcohol. Pass out in the mansion, so they couldn't find them all. A bunch of thugs sipping on a glass of gin and juice. They all do the same thing, call it rhythm and fools. Yeah, rhythm and fools. Yeah, oh, rhythm and fools. Yeah, rhythm and fools. Rhythm and fools. Rhythm and fools. A bunch of thugs sipping on a glass of gin and juice. They all do the same thing, call it rhythm and fools. Yeah, paving not the way again. Yeah, y'all can't wait for the weekend.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. This is a great, great new week. I see Agnes Monagakut won her first tournament game. I think she's in Sitges. I'm not sure though. Good for her. Yes, we are switching to Threads more than we are to Twitter with the vitriol and hate that is spewing on that. get our... everything seems to have been signed out. Perhaps there was a Windows update. Get our TTS for subscribers up. We are live. And we are ready. Messages, good. And a Cantana. One new follower. TTS for subscribers is up. This stream is sponsored by the amazing power of Chess Informant. And let's see if we can add to our products slideshow. Where's that Informant 160? Control C. Interesting. I'm amazed that it works at all, interestingly enough. Sponsor, got it. World times are not set properly yet. Compact. Oh, and we're not signed in. World timers. Turn that off for a moment. And now our world times are up. And we are starting our tournament. We are adapting. I believe we need 6 more e4s before we move on to another first move. G6 against e4. And at least one more knight c6 against d4. Well, our board is very small. From a lesson yesterday. Always remember that the pawns move 2 squares. Let's just continue to develop our pieces rather than moving the same thing twice. Yes, he is handicapping himself in one way, perhaps also in another. But let's see what happens. This is not a developing move, not a developing move, and not a developing move. So we've castled, brought a knight out, brought a bishop out. And our other second bishop is looking for a good home. It may still find one. Our mission, whether we choose to accept it or not. Really? Fascinating. Takes. Let's just keep up the pressure. Seeing as how our opponent moved the same piece twice, we're going to continue to excite him, to invite him, and to entice him. B7 is a weakness, F7 is a weakness. The first piece he chose to develop would be his queen? What? That seems insane, right? Alright, well, we always have Paris. Oh, we're going to go this way. We're going to see how he plans on developing his Knigget. Maybe we'll shove this pawn twice. What in the world? He didn't develop a single piece except for his king? Very unusual. I mean, it was just another pawn. That's all. And we have some time. Oh, let's just go back and check our stats real quick, but make sure that we are on the same page. So that was our fourth E4. We should be at 2564. Actually, we have quite a ways to reach our D4 opening. And we're actually, our goal is for our rating to reach these levels of play. 1 rating point per game would be a nice goal. Where is everybody on a Sunday morning? No one is up. We have a couple of people watching on Twitter. Good morning, Logic. I don't think he's streaming anymore, but I do miss him. I do miss him having his hand in the game. I do banter better when other people are on stream. And if he's not streaming, perhaps he can just join me. I'll somehow rework my all of my relatives are near Toronto. Good morning. I believe it's Tom. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm drawing a blank, buddy. I'm drawing a blank. I remember we had a common name. Like John. John is easily forgettable. Oh, Justin. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Justin, I bow to you. So sorry. All I remember was that it was one of these, and yours is slightly less, common names that we usually have. Oh, there it is. 2564. Can you believe my last opponent did not bother to put a pawn in the center? I highly recommend that everyone, absolutely everyone, for their first 500 to 1,000 tournament games, place a pawn in the center to grab an equal share of the center, and only after you've really mastered sharing the center, fighting for the center, holding the center, getting your central pawn breaks in, only after you've done that for 1,000 or so games, maybe 640, we'll make it a nice chessic number like 64 times 10. 640 games of E4, E5. 640 games of E4, C5. I have not played the Scandinavian though, so let's check my stats as black. As black, we are working on G6, I thought. Yeah, we're at 2 games into G6. We're playing the sniper. And against D4 as black, we're at 28 knight C6s. Playing either the Nimzovich or the Chigorin, one of those two. Both openings are actually quite okay. And against C4, the world is our oyster, as it turns out. Since Microsoft has been down, I have not been able to access my OneDrive. I don't know if OneDrive is working. Let's just queue it up. Sign in. Uh-oh. Open my OneDrive folder. I need to copy Chess Informant 160 into the mix. All of my stream images are contained on OneDrive, so I'm hoping that we are not going to get duplicates. If we do get duplicates, c'est la vie. Online stream images. No previews available. Hopefully you didn't have much of a problem with the Microsoft downage, Justin. Paste it again just so that we'll have 2 copies of it. There's already a file in the destination directory. But at least it should be appearing now in the rotation in our top left. So if that's all it was, preparing for a great new tournament. Wow, we accidentally reached 2200. What? How did that happen? Did he put me over, Matlev? Motoblock? He did accidentally put me over. That was not a game worthy of a 2200 though. So in this particular instance, castles is perfectly acceptable. We decided to make a little bit of a gambit out of it. Since he hasn't developed any pieces, he played knight e5. Queen b3, maintaining our edge. Opening up the center. Now we're practically a piece ahead. Was f takes e5 the right move? I think so. Devastation central. Must capture, capture, king e7. And yeah, knight to c3 was probably the simplest and best. We can always play a4, b3, and bishop a3 check later. There's nothing but further weaknesses coming. C'est la vie, but in any event, it was enough to cause him to resign. How is your chess, Justin? I think I was accidentally affected by it. Only because if you see a great chess mind, please let me know. Alright, knight c6. This is number 29, apparently. I really want to play e6 here. But no, we're just going to develop our pieces accordingly. And we're going to see what he chooses to do. Some might think that he's playing the Jobava London. Alright, now e5, bishop takes. I'm losing on b7, but I'm gaining on b2. So let's just keep it up. Knight takes. Free pawn. Not quite. Pawn takes. Bishop hanging. So therefore, if knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes d8, he would be winning a free pawn. So we have to throw in the in-between move, this. And the thank you very much, that, because we want the bishop pair. This is an anti-London-esque system. I don't think I needed a take with the knight, but I wanted to keep this diagonal open. I also want to keep the c6 square under control. There are some serious flaws with this plan, obviously. Very serious flaws, now that I think about it. I may need to sacrifice the exchange. I think I'm going down in this one. This is starting to look very, very awkward. Krishna Chandra has prepared very well for me. Fair enough. He chose an anti-modern-esque. We are going to look at the Averbach modern book, and we are going to become a true modern player. There's a lovely little monograph written by Yuri Averbach himself on the Averbach system. I also have Gurgenidze books for Gurgenidze systems. Already he is moving the same piece twice, which is quite okay by me. Should we bother him? Or should we not? Let's just continue to expand in the center just a little bit. Main concern, I created weaknesses for myself. I asked for it. I'm going to have to live with it. We're going to pretend as though these weaknesses do not exist. So, I think that my relatives are in Shelburne. I don't know if you know Shelburne. I really am asking for it, but my opponent is consuming a lot of time adjusting to the strategic nature of this position. I managed to lose a piece here. I didn't have to lose a piece. I did not have to lose a piece, but it has become rather problematic. Yes, we have a problem. So how do we wish to continue this? It's getting bishop c4 check in. It's getting a pawn to the 7th rank. It's extremely annoying. Yes, we're in trouble. We played one awkward move. We have no coordination of our pieces. We're in for a penny, in for a pound. Interesting. Interesting choice on our opponent's part. I can't believe that he did that. And now we have the skewer to save us. We do have a very exposed king. Yes, yes. This is as dangerous as it could be. This is almost as dangerous as it ever could be. Skewer. Don't tell me that we are lucking out here. Insane how losing we can be. How losing can we be? That is insane, everybody. My opponent just made some rash, quick decisions. He did not think it through at any point in that game. What happened to Nikki? So first off, in this particular position, they should challenge the knight with d5 and make it a true Nimzovich Sicilian. Not Sicilian. A true Nimzovich defense. Yeah, we won that game. Can you believe that? But he chose this very awkward move. I chose equally awkward moves in reply. Let's just see where we are in our... Only Kingslayer Sloan has played this before. I hit him with e5 previously. But this is my improvement. I think it's a better improvement. e5 is still the best move. But I hit him with an improvement anyway to avoid any further... Now, bishop g4 is always a question mark move. Giving up the bishop pair, this amount of material is not worth it by any means. And here my opponent misses the chance on my blunder. I should give this one a question mark. My opponent misses the chance just to take, and then take, and then give me a check up in this position, and then attempt to save his pawn on that square. And I'm really, really in dire straits here. Really, really in dire straits. He should have played bishop takes b7 and just clobbered the daylights out of me. However, he chose to do, attempt to move the same piece twice in the opening, and now queen to c7 was a royal blunder. I knew I was losing a piece on that one. I'm not learning all openings. I'm learning how to play chess. The openings are nothing but chess moves. They really are nothing at all but chess moves. So by playing queen to c7, I blundered. f4 wins a piece. I definitely had to reinforce the center, barnacle if I need to, break out later if I can. But instead I blundered here. My opponent wins a piece. f6. F takes e5, g takes e5, e d6, queen b6 check, king h1. And in reality, yes, I thought about rook on f to d8 for a little while, but I thought I should let him have the opportunity to capture my rook and enable my king to come to the center, believe it or not. Now this entails a great risk, because now he has the move bishop. Yes, he does. Bishop to c4 check, upon which I was going to block with the knight and capture the rook on a1, and it was going to be 2 pieces for a rook. He was going to have 2 pieces for a rook. I cannot afford to move my king into the corner because this would be relative devastation. I believe. Relative devastation, since I cannot trade. It's just very awkward. This whole ordeal is very awkward. Maybe he doesn't need to throw in the check, but this was certainly a mistake. And then he falls for the last trap, simplifying, thinking that his development is better than mine. But we have to answer the question, who has the safer king? And by saying who has the safer king, well, it is not the opponent. We go toward having a much better position. Now, ironically, after rook e1, he had to give me a couple of checks and take my bishop, at the very least. Right? Check, check, check. And then with king d6, he gets to save his bishop. But if I go in this direction, now I no longer have bishop to d4, and he can actually save his bishop. So all in all, it was he just misses his chance for better candidate moves. And a reminder, everyone, when you are looking for candidate moves, you're not looking for the best move. You're looking for all of the good moves in which you can compare them. One more time really quickly, let's see where we stand with our knight c6s as black. d4, knight c6 at our 29th has not registered yet with Nikki Hayden. It only has us down for 28 at the moment. 29 knight c6s. But believe it or not, Justin, that's correct. There are no openings. There are only plans to develop your pieces in coordination toward an active structure for everything. Absolutely. There are no openings. If you treat everything as a position, you will find the best moves, regardless of what the opening is. The moment you start thinking, oh, I don't know this opening, what, did you forget how the knight moves? Come on. So in any particular position here, this is a quite lovely structure. I kind of like this one. Honestly, if they play d5, and this is the only way to punish it, really, they have to know that their pawn can move to the 5th rank, and most London players do not like to move their pawn to the 5th rank, because then they will not be playing their opening anymore. It's not about playing chess, they want to play their opening. Sorry to hear that. In any event, yes, grabbing space is the first order of business. However, Garry Kasparov talks about material, time, and quality. Material, time, and quality. Instead of space, time, and material, he talks about material, time, and quality. And I'm very fascinated by his definition of quality. So if Garry Kasparov does not refer to space among the top 3 elements, I have to listen. He is one of the greatest chess minds of all time. Space, time, and quality. And by quality, does that mean improvement of something or other? So really, I'm not going to get my knight c6 added, or am I? d4, knight c6, we're at 28, but I believe we're at 29. Let's check out Mr. Ariel Zamora. And by the way, I also learned another amazingly cool and great thing. Oops. Oops. Ariel Zamora did not pay attention to what was going on here. Did he have a choice? Can he draw this game? Instead of playing rook to this square, he could have easily just captured. And I think he might draw this game. Can he draw this game? That was crazy. At what point did he lose that? Just wanted to see if Master Dojo's black has been registered yet. Oh, it says we have 30 knight c6s. It finally caught up. I just needed to refresh my screen. Alright, we are done with knight c6. I was fairly certain that we were done with knight c6, but I couldn't prove it. This means that as white, we should be caught up. With. And we are at, yes, we are at 65 of 20. Alright, note the clear conscience now. We can return to our '66th. I love the French defense. This structure is always good for white for a good period of time. And I believe in just developing our pieces. Giving up the center. I do have to watch out for my weakness on F2 and my weakness on B2 though. My weakness on F2 is screaming out for defense, so we need to castle, but the weakness on B2 still stands. And that is one of the best moves that white can play.
Look, Grandpa.
What you got? You sharpen both ends of that pencil. Come here. Grandson moment. Come.
So when I do it the wrong way, I can still color.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you do it the wrong way? Oh, so when one side gets dull, you don't have to go and sharpen the pencil. You can just use the other side?
Yeah.
You are so smart. Queen E2 was probably the move there. To tell you the truth, Queen E2 was probably the move. And that way I can probably try to obtain some counterplay at C7. Now, he can castle in this position, which is normally not allowed because of the option of playing bishop to h7 check, knight to g5 check, etc. I was very tempted to go for it there. I think I have at least equality in that position if I did go for it. Had I played knight to g5 instead after castles, knight to g5 instead, so my opponent chose bishop to d4, And how does this save him? Knight takes. I've never had anyone play bishop to d4 against me before. I've only had people play pawn to d4 against me before. So I have no choice but to capture. And we'll follow through on our ideas here. Do we really wish to leave him with such a terrible bishop? And allow his rooks to come out? Yes, let's leave him with such a terrible bishop. We're still playing chess even though we're a queen up. Wow. I do. Where did you find it?
My room.
Oh, it was on your desk? Yes, I need staples. This has no staples in it. I'm glad you reminded me. So if we play f6, and now we are going to double attack.
Yes, but I tried to do it with the pencil, but I didn't see this.
Oh no!
It's okay.
Be careful. No, it's bad for the stapler. I mean, it's bad for the sharpener. Try not to do that. Good learning experience, though. Good learning experience. My grandson and I are home alone as everyone is in Toronto. Literally everyone. They sent photos on. I'm sure they posted on Facebook by now, but they sent photos on WhatsApp in the family thread. You're going to weed out the best of those photos, I imagine. So let's just look at that opening again, because the opening is still slightly better for white, if not equal. At worst equal.
Do you have a trash can for this?
I do.
Where?
Right over here. Just tap it against the side. When you turn it upside down, put it inside, put it inside, put it down in there, yep, and tap it against the... Good job. Emptying your own sharpener. So in this particular position, this is the classical variation. I love playing the French defense myself, and this is a very difficult position to meet. In this position, basically, f6 is the best move. It's a hard move to play before you've castled, but f6 is the best move. a6 and h6 are also viable alternatives. a6 obviously more popular at the master level. It doesn't show here, honestly. But I do think that a6 followed by b5, b4 is the more normal course of action. After all, if you do play a6, you are threatening queen to b6 at long last, so this does force either queen e2 or castling. I do prefer queen e2 in this position for the winning options, because should black choose to castle, I'm still going to play h4, h5, h6. All in all, my opponent blundered by taking on b2. That was pretty much the end of it. Now, in theory, I'm only up a pawn in this particular position. Alireza GM beat me in this position before? What? Knight to b5. Oh, he played queen to b4. Let's just see how queen to b4 worked out.
Too sharp in this side, but look what the eraser did. It made it.
Oh, because the eraser's in the sharpener. Yeah, you're gonna have, it did dull it a little bit, but yeah, keep going. Keep going. The eraser will be taken out by that eventually. So queen to b4. Bishop d2 does seem like the best move. Knight to c7 check could also be a very awkward move. Knight to c7, king to d8, and then bishop d2. Obviously, this can transpose. I played bishop d2 against Alireza. He played queen to g4. Then I played knight c7. And I probably should have won that game. He'd probably slime me in the end. But remember, again, according to popular social media posts, all of our endgames are at least as good as Alireza's. Justin, thank you. Have a great afternoon. Have a great Sunday. No, but does quality include space? I don't know. Maybe Gary's just not a chess teacher, right? It's possible that Gary just is not a chess teacher. Now, it looks like my system is crashing in the background. I do think that I'm still affected by the CrowdStrike issue. I don't know what the CrowdStrike issue was supposed to have affected, but I now have the white screen of death behind all of my windows. Everything still seems to be up and running, fortunately. Why is Streamlabs an extension in my stream? That is a good question. Dum. Spassky's best games should not be in my wish list anymore. I have purchased that book. Let's check out Stefano versus Motoblock. It looks as though I'm not sure what we're thinking about here. You found a guitar? Bring it here. Let's see if it's in good shape. And it's a perfect size for you, actually. This is a baby guitar.
And this is, my mom gave this to me, I think.
I'm sure she did, because your mom loves to play the guitar. Be careful with the neck and the head.
With the neck.
This is the neck?
And that's the head.
Yes, although it's called by something else. I'm drawing a blank right now. But take it to your room.
It's kind of like I'm stuck in Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb. Are you?
Grandpa!
Yes. You stood it up. Yes, it stands by itself if it's balanced. Yeah.
How did I do that first?
Because you're amazing. Uh-oh, this is critical. Choosing the square for this night. And now the king gets closer. This is becoming more and more equal as we speak. No. I believe you needed a knight move there, sir. Can't get 2 pawns on the 6th rank. Did he have a choice in that particular position? Let's just go back. Maybe he didn't. Maybe these 3 pawns have already passed the Brinkman point. King to e3, f4 check, king e4. So therefore, king e3, king h3, king f4, g2, knight to e2, and we're going to capture and capture. Yep, that was our chance to draw this game. By moving backwards, we unfortunately allowed trouble. So if we moved king to e3, check, king up, f2, knight e2, f3, knight g1, king to g3. It looks like this endgame is still good for black by a hair. Or is it? No, then knight takes f3. So that would be a draw. So he did miss the draw back here, as it turns out. Let's just go right back here to the point where he did not assert himself in his king position. He needed to play king e3 for the draw, and we already worked that out. Basically g2. Ah, interesting. But if king to h3, then king to f4 draws. This is what I had worked out. Basically g2, knight e2, g1 equals queen, knight takes g1, king takes f5. And the game should have ended in a draw. Against e4, we are still working on our g6s. We're going to do 10 reps. The old Steinitz system against the modern. We're just going to continue to undermine his center, attack the center, bother the center, use our better development. This is a real threat. There is no discovery with the bishop. Bishop to g4. We're going to continue the real threat. We get to capture at least once. Did he walk into a fork? I don't know if he walked into a fork. Looks like he walked into a fork by not recapturing with the pawn. We do have to be concerned about the b7 square. 2 pieces for a rook. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Did I not win a piece out of the deal? Did I lose the exchange? I could have lost the exchange. Ah, bummer. We're just gonna have to take it as we go. And we're gonna see what we get out of this deal. Somehow we took this for granted and we did not pay attention to Bishop c5, rook e8. How hard was that? So I wasn't winning the exchange, I was losing the exchange. I wasn't winning a piece, I was losing the exchange. And now for something completely different. Do we go for the exchange back? Can we? C'est la vie. So we have Zippo for our exchange. I did not show Ariel Zamora enough respect at all. We do need to continue very carefully coordinating our pieces to the greatest possible extent. We did get him to move the same piece twice. That was kind of him. crowd strike issue. Alright, fair enough. We're going to try our best to tag as many weaknesses as possible. Try our best to tag as many weaknesses as possible. Really? Fair enough. Fair enough. Uh-oh. This sucks. It does indeed suck. Really? You can do that? I can't believe you can do that, sir. Interesting. Can I? So there. Hum, 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 and a hum, and a hum, and a hum. Sylvie. Played a good game. I should have lost. I should have won. We should have all been happy together. Alright, first objective. Heading to the next level. That was knight f6, yes? Oh no, that was g6. That was e4, g6. Let me just make sure I have that down. And as white, we're getting another e4 in. We're getting our 10 reps in of e4. I do not shirk from the open Sicilian. I believe yesterday he played g6 on move 2. This is the opening, which makes the English opening and the Accelerated Dragon not such great openings. If you wish to play the English opening as white, you need to play the E3 systems. Oops. Now, if black is playing for the b5 break, is missing out. So now this system that black is playing with the dynamic Sicilian playing for pressure on e4 does not necessarily mean what anyone thinks that it means. Start tagging some weaknesses. Creating new weaknesses. F5, bishop takes e5, f takes e6. Where are you going, sir? Do we have control of the d5 square yet? It looks like we do have control of the d5 square. It does look like we have control of the d5 square. So he's going to have to give up the exchange, but what does that mean? Objectively, what does that mean? As much as I would have liked to have played knight to h6 mate, it does not add up to as much. Well, he wasn't supposed to allow that. No, he wasn't. Yeah, the pawn on the 7th rank wasn't worth it. Bishop takes was probably the best possible move. What in the world, sir? What in the world do you think you're doing? Rook takes f7. King takes f7. Queen takes h7. Bishop g7. Knight d6 check. King f6. And this is hanging the whole time, so let's just go for it. Let us just go for it. Now, we didn't really sack a rook. We just gave back the exchange, mind you. So we have this check. And we can work on it from there. I want this in the game. Ba-dum, 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 bump, bump. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty well taken care of here. I am still losing. If I can avoid losing this game, I will be very, very happy. Just to invite him to the party rector. Getting all of our pizzas into the game. G4 check. G4 check. Check. Really, it's not checkmate? Seriously? And he does have this check, which is kind of annoying. Come on down, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right. So now, Queen H7, King G3, Knight F5. We're having so much fun here. Hey, he still has queen g3 check. Queen check, king g3. I mean, we can just play bishop d6 check and knight f5 check. That might be the easiest. Threatening the queen and mate. He did not see it. I believe Stefano got me last time. Let's just take a quick peek at our cross table down here. Oh, he has not gotten me. I take it back. I may have adopted him by accident. 18-2. So I won. He won the first 2 games. So we are 15 games into an adoption. It looks like. If this is correct. I don't know if this is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Maybe there's another win over here that's not showing up. But shouldn't 5 games, shouldn't 20 games show up down there if there are 20 games? 18-2. So that's 5 games. And if we're 18-2, oh, maybe this one counts. Yes, maybe it is 15 games into an adoption. So as white, we are now at 25-67. Stefano, I want you to work on your strategic understanding and power play by adopting a world champion. One world champion. Study their games through and through. Study their games through and through. Pick a world champion, pick a great player, and let's just say even if you chose Jay Bonin, right? If you chose Jay Bonin and you played classically as black against d4 with the Nimzo Indian or the French defense against e4, believe it or not, if you played like Jay Bonin and played all of his repertoire, even though he's only an international master, you will, believe it or not, be amazing in no time, because you will be standing on the shoulders of a giant. And then once you've done that for a small period of time, studying the games of Jay Bonin, then you may study more, for example. So we were in this yesterday. Now, I've always been curious about the move e5 here to gain time on this development. But queen a5 was my last ditch effort to not take the center pawn. But I'm not pleased with this particular endeavor at all. We'll cross our fingers. This is the second day in a row that we have played this particular line. The threat of knight c6 imminent. How are we doing with mark games against Alireza? We drew yesterday when we should have death-defyingly lost. That much is true. Yesterday we should have most certainly and absolutely death-defyingly lost. You must go, sir. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Okay. Yes, this is the right way to go. ¿Qué pasa? You're gonna do this again? You're gonna do this to me again? So how am I stopping this? Oh, he has that check. I don't know. I guess I have to just ride the storm out. I have to hope for the best and ride the storm out and hope that he only has a draw. Oh, very clever. Oh, very clever. He saw what my plan was. My plan was queen takes g5. And it's still my plan, by the way. So at the moment, he wanted to take back with the check. So takes I don't have much of a choice here. I'm not entirely sure what that was all about. But he is trying to place his rook, his knight on that square. Trying to decide where we are going to get the most counterplay here. Of all the possible counterplay options. Oh no. Oh no! I overlooked it. Nicely done, Alireza. Nicely done, Alireza. With my late start, Ariel Zamora has taken over the lead. Craziness, everyone. Crazy, crazy, craziness. And now the winner is E4 still. E4 still. We're on our 8th game of our rotation on E4. I don't know about B6. The traditional response. This is what Paul Morphy recommended, by the way, against this opening. Owen's defense. Reinforcing the center. Let's grab that space. Gonna grab the space again. Can I do it that way? No, huh? Fine. And now for something completely irrelevant. That's annoying. Good in-between move on the opponent's part. That much is true. Did we have this last move? We did not. Ah, the old cheesy trick. The old cheesy trick. Fine. That does look good. That was a good discovery. Which one is the better attacker? It would be better to do this, but he should beat me here. He should indeed beat me here. I am so dead lost. Alright. How dead lost am I? How dead lost am I? That is the question. I do know what he's up to, but is it worth a rook? Is it worth a rook? Yeah. Oh, is that the story? Chess. Check. Yes, that one does sort of do it. I need to get back. I need to get back. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. One, two, one, two, three. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You should have me here. You should have me here. You should have me here. Oh no, did I miss it? I missed my chance. Oh no, did I have a chance in here? Wait 1 second. Before I actually give up on this. No, I didn't. He was threatening mate in 1. Alright, fair enough. I did not have a chance here. Did not have a chance here. Last chance? No chance. Nicely done. He got me good. Ugh. I missed my chances. I'm positive that I had a chance in there. A small chance, but he was definitely beating me throughout. So now if I win and Alireza Zamora loses... I'm sorry, Alireza GM loses. Will I be able to catch him? I don't know. Well, we're still playing E4. This should be our 9th E4 in our endeavor. Being a good role model with the Ruy Lopez just wins, baby. Just wins. It's the hardest opening to match, and we were just going over this the other day with Gary Kasparov playing the black pieces. Really? Alright, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Takes. Am I in trouble here? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh! Oops. Collapse. There was a small threat. Do not look at what my opponent's big idea is. Wow. Talk about a fall from grace. Nicely done, Aleksandar. Nicely done. I do not have any respect for this opening, and I did not respect it enough. E5. Let's just check our analysis board here for a moment. On the Masters category, D5. E takes D6 is the most popular move. Bishop D3 was the first thought that I had, but then I decided to get fancy. No one has taken on F6. No one. And in the Lead Chess database, plenty have taken on F6, but not to their advantage. I expected him to castle queenside. That's why I thought I still had the pin. So queen e2. I assumed that I was going to be able to do more with this, but I was wrong. Very nicely done, sir. Nicely done, Aleksandar. Yeah, we have a lot of family in Toronto, so I may be applying for political refugee status in November. You don't know. That much is true. Darkblade and Ron Hay coming in to commiserate with me at whatever moment shortly before the end. Ladies and gentlemen, the ever so quiet Ron Hay today. Hopefully he's doing well. But yeah, that one flamed out nicely. I need people I've beaten to improve my stats by this much, by 1 point. We're half a point behind Nikki Hayden. So I did not beat Alireza, by the way. So he doesn't help me in stats. Ariel Zamora will give me a half a point if he survives whatever game that he is playing. Oh, he's playing Charles numero uno. Oh no, what a terrible choice. Uh-oh, but it looks like white is just getting mated. So Ariel Zamora has improved me by half a point in the tie breaks. How did we go from there to here? Oh, this terrible line against the Caro-Kann. You might as well not be playing chess if you're playing the exchange variation with Bishop D3. Knight C3 on the third move, or exchange and play C4 and go for it. This is playing an opening. This is not playing chess. Black is so much better after Bishop D3 in like 5 lines. 5 lines, black is better, whether or not they attack your D4 pawn or not. I mean, look what you've done to your pawns. You have no control over the center. You have the wrong side of the Carlsbad structure. Black gets all of the action that he wants. It's probably not because of the opening that we lost this game, though. But still. Do not play the exchange variation against the Caro-Kann. And if you are a growing, learning, adapting player, do not play the advanced variation against the Caro-Kann. You're leaving yourself a sitting duck. So don't play the advanced. I'm very serious about this. If you're a growing, aspiring player, you got to play full-on, full-out chess. So unfortunately, Nicky Hayden also beat someone. Yeah, he beat Alireza, so he got the full number of points. So I'm still up. Now I'm a point and a half behind in the tie breaks. And the only game's still going. I did not play either of these players. Did I play Nicky Hayden? Nicky Hayden can redeem me if he can beat Alireza. No, he's not playing Alireza. Nicky can get me another point. As long as Alireza Zamora didn't beat Nicky Hayden. Good. This is the connection. So Nicky Hayden. Now he's gonna have 6 points. There's no chance for me. I'm rooting for Nicky Hayden. On the tie breaks at best. But I don't get ahead of Alireza Zamora at all. G-Serp will pass me if he beats Alireza. Arg. And it already looks bad because of the passed pawns. The weaknesses. Everything. Everything is weak. Ouch. That was a very sharp, tactically alert move by Alireza. Nicely done, sir. Now you really have to play every game as though you have never played chess before. The pawn is about to be escorted. If the queen, where can the queen move? The queen has no moves. The rook has no moves. That's not a move. A5, A4. I think the easiest way to win this was still F3, F2, F1. Yeah, don't allow any Gegenspiel, please. G-Serp is battling his way out. Well, the knight can't move because it's mate on, but the knight is hanging after queen takes d4 check. So now it's a full piece for the trouble, and the two passed pawns are still real. Knight takes b4. No, knight takes b4, dude. It was not made anymore. Knight takes b4. No, we're only equal in material. Those two pawns are strong. G-Serp. You're not watching the stream. We're backseating up a storm here, buddy. And he returns to his regularly scheduled programming with promoting the f-pawn, which he should have done in the first place. In this position, he should have just promoted the f-pawn. But instead, he got fancy, hung the d4 pawn. The opponent did not see knight takes b4 because there's no more mate on this square. Knight takes b4. possibly knight to d5, possibly anything better than what happened. Because if this queen leaves, you also have queen to h8 check. You have rook to g1. You have e5 threatening f4. Unfortunately, we know what's going to happen here. No, don't exchange anything. Do not exchange anything. You should have played knight c2, knight e3, and try to blockade. Try to blockade with the knight on f1. If you blockaded with the knight on f1, then your two pawns might actually be a real threat, right? So in this particular position, knight c2, knight e3 to block off that one. And then get this pawn moving. Well, there's a small chance, and albeit very small, that G-Cert can get his pawn moving. Unfortunately, the rook no longer needs to guard those pawns. The king goes to E3 rapidly. The E2. Oh, here's an interesting possibility. We have to choose. And the choice is not easy. We have to choose whether or not we're going to stop G2 check. Because after bishop to B3, then rook to F5. Rook to E5 fits the bill for both rook E1 check and on bishop G2 rook E1 is made. White is going to be mated without this E pawn ever leaving the board. And one more game to go. Nicky Hayden versus Clapperzon. We're going to go back and look at our losses. That much is true. Can you say no counterplay? Zugzwangi. King G3. Well, that was fascinating. If only this pawn were not on the board. If only that pawn were not on the board. A4, last ditch effort. King takes, A takes B5, A takes B5, game over. King E2, F1 equals queen, king takes. D1 equals queen mate. Wrong way. Wrong way. You gotta promote that one first. Promote that one first. Yes, there is a lot of backseating in this channel. There is backseating. It should be on the chart. What a horrible performance today. But Saturday does seem to be my day, I have to admit. Whatever the story is, Saturday does seem to be my day. Player database, as white. Nikki Hayden. London coming through. Now I remember my game against Nikki Hayden. I got one of my last night C6s in. So what's the story here? We have a good knight versus a bad bishop. Good knight versus bad bishop. A very ugly 4 pawns versus 3 on this side of the board, though. Why are we trading? That makes sense. But why are we trading? I say it again. Why are we trading? I mean, I agree with you that you have an endgame that you probably should not lose. Oh no! All those pawns fall, you lose. Why are we trading? Why are we trading? Why are we trading? This is just a nightmare. And this is how we got to where we got to. But why are we trading pieces? Do not trade pieces unless you know why it is good for you. Do not trade pieces ever. Ever, 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 ever. Do not trade pieces ever. Unless you know why that exchange is going to be good for you. Do not trade pieces ever, unless you know why that exchange is going to be good for you. Period. Nicely done, everyone. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's do a smidgen of puzzle streak before we go. Our high score, hold on, let's just check on our high score here for a moment. Was it 85 or is it 95? Our puzzle streak high score is 95. Can we break 100? Puzzle streak. Can we break 100? Don't you love it? They give you an endgame straight away. Or is it an endgame? After all, we're in the first 20. Really, really, really doesn't matter when you're in the first 20. Check. Check. And takes. Or takes. This cannot be taken, right? Alright, everybody. Where are the weaknesses? Where are the weaknesses? Craziness. This looks like it's mate in 2. Let's fly back up there again. Flying back up there again. Removing the defender. What a silly move on White's part. Pinovich. Queen e4 check. Queen h4. Did he have another move in that position? King f1. Then queen to c4 check picks off the pawn as well. So this looks like it's mate in a few. We're trading and taking the free pieces. A little bit of a math problem here. Queen c8, knight f8, no mate. Those are always the strangest ones, I tell you. Speed is of the essence. Tempos galore. Looks like the simplest. Really? Oh, that's what I missed. Tactically, we are not sharp. Tactically, we are not sharp. At least we know this now. Tactically, they are not sharp. Save our queen, take their queen. Checkmate. Checkmate in 2. I don't think we can allow him to play knight to d2. Oh. Oh my god, we're really not sharp today. What is wrong with us? We are not sharp at all on the tactical front. Brain fog. Brain fog. Oh, I thought it was going to be the seesaw. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes. Back rank. Battery mate. Attraction. Removing the defender. Skewer in 2. Removing El Defender. Jack takes rook. And takes queen. We also have the old this. Queen to b6 check, picking up the rook. Oh yeah, we're in check. Check, check. And the queen comes into g2 after that, so I don't know. That wasn't necessarily the smartest move in the book. So defense. This leads to mate. Check. Check. Does it lead to mate? Or is it just faster just to play this way? One, two, three, four, check, check, takes. And takes. Hey, Bubblicious. You ready for breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to do 2. I'm at 18. I'm going to do 2 for 20. Setting up another skewer. Not sure why he chose to put his king in front of his pawn. That could have still been problematic. Taking a free pizza. Fair enough, everybody. Fair enough. Started the day at 20-ish. Ended the day at 20-ish. Ladies and gentlemen, the ever so lovely Phoebe Witt. Thank you all for being here. Time for breakfast for the son, for the grandson. Dark Blade, namaste. Hope school's going well. You should be off for the summer. You should be playing. You should be enjoying yourself. No new follows this stream? That's craziness. In any event, thank you everyone for being here. Cheers and ciao. Have a great day. Namaste.